Now, if you want to save a lot of time, you want to get your goals 10 times faster, you want to have freedom, you want to travel, you want to have nice things, stop taking advice from people who do not have the goals that you want. When I was 18, when I first started making money with the internet, I almost felt like it was illegal. I felt like getting the money directed into my account, it felt illegal because no one around me was doing the things that I was doing. No one around me was doing that. And because I was so used to conforming to people around me. Other guys were going to college. I was planning on going to college. You know what I mean? Other guys were working as a busser at a restaurant. I was working as a busser at a restaurant. 9 to 5. And so what you'll notice is when you feel stuck, when you feel like you should be doing more in your life, and you take a moment to look around you, like that quote, you're the sum of the 5 people you hang around with. Look at the people around you. If they don't inspire you to be better, then there's a problem. Now here's the thing. Some guys will look at their environment and won't change anything because they're happy and that's them. Guys like me, I'll be honest, I have to be the dumbest one in the room. Of course, there's a moment where you spend time with your day ones and your loved ones. Absolutely. Like that, we're human. We need connection. I mean, ask yourself, really, is this person or is this opportunity or is this job or is this situation pushing me closer to the best version of myself? Or is it pushing me away? Ask yourself, really, no matter what you do. And when you start thinking like that all the time, you start pushing yourselves towards better opportunities, better habits, and everything starts flowing easier. That's what I did on my old sales job. My in-person old sales job when I was 18, I asked myself, well, if I'm here long term, is this going to push me towards my goal or is this pushing me away? Now, what I was thinking was I was looking around the employees around me. I was looking at their lives. I was looking at their cars. I was looking at their family relationships. And I asked myself a serious question. I said, do I want to live like them? Do I want to be like them when I grow up? And the answer was no. And I'm sure most of you can say that. You know what I mean? And so what I did was surround myself with people who I wanted to become. My professor didn't have the life I wanted to have. My boss didn't have the life I wanted to have. So I started attracting and surrounding myself with people who did. It's a no-brainer. And slowly everything started falling in its place. So when I first started making money with the internet, online, it felt illegal. But when I started surrounding myself with people who did it as a daily and broke my frame on money and broke my frame on family and traveling and financial freedom, it became easy. So surround yourself with people who push you to be better. And ask yourself, is this pushing me towards my goal or is this pushing me away? Well, I'll talk about free will. And free will, an old mentor of mine told me, in this life, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want. And sometimes, to me, and to most people, it's scary. The idea of not conforming, doing what everyone else is doing, maybe going to college, listening to your parents, it's scary. Especially if it's so uncomfortable and unknown. When I was 18, starting my entrepreneurship, when I started printing cash from the internet, I felt so disconnected because I didn't have any friends that were also making money with the internet. I felt, and it's crazy to say, when I started printing cash with the internet, with online money and getting good at sales in the online space, I felt like it was almost illegal that most of the people around me were making money, clocking in somewhere and, putting in some time, working hard, construction. Think about it like this, like working from the neck down, using your arms, your legs, walking around, like lifting things, construction, clocking in at a grocery store or a busser when I was at a restaurant. Like working as a busser, dude, like that shit sucked. And I was always moving and cleaning tables. I thought that's how you make money. Let me get past this car. And so I'm 21 right now, and now that I'm, have way more freedom than before, because here's the thing, everyone wants freedom. Everyone wants to be able to get up, not go to work, stay in, stay with their loved one, go travel, do all that great sweet stuff that life has to offer. And most can't do it because they're stuck somewhere in their life, maybe a job. And here's what I've learned from being in sales and closing for a variety of different influencers and online coaches. When I'm talking to 20, 30-year-olds, even 50-year-olds sometimes, they all have something in common, and it's that they're stuck. They're stuck living in a repetitive life. Their Monday looks the same, their weekends look the same old habits, same problems. And it's made me realize, since being a closer and talking to these people at 18, it's almost like I don't want to be like that. And you know what they all had in common? Every single person that I've had that's been in a crap ton of pain, that wants to take their life to the next level, in all types of offers, right? Because when you're closing for these influencers and when you're closing for these influencers and online coaches, I mean, you're closing for different offers. Like, I was closing for a personal development offer, a clothing brand offer, a trading offer, a TikTok shop offer, like all these different offers. But everyone had the same pain, and they were stuck. And they wanted to change their life for good, because if they had solved, like if they got really good at having their own clothing brand, they would have more money, they'd give them more freedom, they wouldn't be stuck, they're their own boss. Or personal development, guys that were in the military that have trauma, that can't be there with their family, or have problems with drinking habits, all these different problems, they're all stuck. And what I'm very, very, very grateful for at 21 now is the freedom to be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, wherever I want. Right now, it's a Thursday morning, and the night before yesterday, I was up till 3 in the morning just working, and I reminded myself, like, why am I even working this hard in the first place? And it was like, okay, because I want nice things. And so I'm looking at a Porsche, the 718 Boxster S right now, and I got approved for a loan. I've never driven it before in my life, never. This is my first time. And so, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go test drive it. So I have it here for a couple days. I want to feel it. I'm driving it, making a video in it, just to see if I love it. And I do love it. And so I kind of realized, like, I'm working so hard so that I can afford different things. Like, I have my Tacoma, I have my Tesla, and now I want to get a Boxster, so everything's looking good. I mean, look at this thing, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, this is the whole reason why I'm even doing what I'm doing in the first place. I was talking to a couple guys yesterday, and you have to stay grateful. You have to stay in your own lane. You have to enjoy the journey. So let me explain. Yesterday we were having dinner, and then after we went to their house and we were in the jacuzzi, we were just talking. And we were talking about our goals. We want the GT3, 718 Boxster, all these different cars, and we're all very young. And then one of my guys had said, we're all talking about these really nice things that we want, but we don't realize that we're now living in the prayers that we used to have in the past. Like, for example, a couple years ago, when I was in the trenches, I was 18, and I was barely affording rent and groceries and all that stuff. I was praying for days to be able to do whatever I want on a Thursday morning. And, have the freedom to travel whenever and make money with the internet and work on my own schedule and being able to print cash from thin air. And now that I'm able to do that, I'm able to inspire people like you. It's like, don't look at me. Like I'm in my own lane. Like, don't look at me and feel discouraged. If anything, borrow confidence from me. I'm not a multi-millionaire. I'm literally a 21-year-old kid that just cracked something, has freedom, financial freedom, and that's spending out of my means, traveling, have my own spot. And I don't want to flex, but I want to do it to inspire you to do more in your life.